All right, so I'm here today with Rob of Sonic Ring, and we're here to just do an interview and just have some conversations. So first off, yeah, just share with us your name and just
Right.
where you're from and all that jazz.
Well, my name is Robert Lofthouse, and I've been from Pennsylvania. I've been traveling for quite some time now, and yeah, I guess me and my friends made this project, and I want to talk about it. Just to kind of, what do you say? Keep it in time, just for a moment in time.
Just for a moment in time, just to share our experiences and
Hmm.
how it came together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess I'll start with well, I've always wanted to play music, so I picked up the guitar and when I was 18. I'm 31 now, and well, I was just fiddling away and doing whatever I could, and trying to learn everything I could and play pretty much between work. And uh, so anyway, a few years ago, I kind of gave up on the whole rock star idea, and my friend gave me a drum set, and I figured, why not? I'll just learn some drums real quick and see if I can join a band that way. And what actually happened was my friend, who we were working on the same house at the time, and he started playing the drums that day, and apparently he had experience. And I thought he was really good. He sounded like John Bonham from Led Zeppelin to me. So I decided, uh, I went out and got a secondhand guitar that night, and we just started jamming every day. I think it was every day for like a whole year or two. And uh, yeah, we were just talking about, we got to start this project. We got to start this project, and at the time we named it the worst, and it was a fun idea because uh, I think the name in general gave us the freedom to just kind of be whatever, and it felt really free, just expressing yourself and revisiting something that felt kind of lost. And so finally, we decided that we really wanted to do it, and I brought in a bassist, Rooster.
Mm.
And as soon as I started writing songs, I found that I had maybe some differences with the drummer, and he ultimately quit um, due to my alcohol abuse, and then
Mm.
also. Yeah, I think maybe we have difference of opinions. He's pretty Christian. I'm pretty secular, even though I have belief in a higher power and a God. It seemed like it was a point of division. So anyway, me and Rooster decided to continue forward and keep trying to make this project happen. Yeah, we went through a lot of drummers last year, and yeah, ultimately we ended up going to open mics and looking for just doing that thing, looking for the drummer, trying to create something. And we got some good responses, just the two of us. And we found Angelo at Brother Don's. It's a great bar for music. It's a lot of old people, but that doesn't bother me. I like jazz, so it's kind of geared in that direction.
Mm.
And yeah, so we picked up Angelo that way, and then we really had something going. Still kind of didn't have a drummer. We met this guy John.
Mm.
John is a really great guitarist
Mm.
who we had a lot of fun playing with, and still friends with him. But yeah, he got us going. We got our shows together. We got our set list together. We had our whole thing going, and we had a really good feeling about it. And then he decided he wanted to play piano for the band, which never worked out because of mostly lack of dedication or lack of practice, I guess, in that field. And so he suggested a new drummer, which we tried out for, and he wanted to work. So it's just kind of that's been the story of it all. Anyway, we eventually found Zach. Uh, Zach is a really powerful sound, really good timing, great opinions, great artist in his own right.
Mm.
and so we gelled well for that for a while there, and yeah, it's kind of been the story of it all. It's been good to get some time under our belt on stage and play for people and see how we've been received, and it's been a fun experience.
Yeah. So, what would you say your guys' music sound is like inspired by or influenced by? Like, what would you say your style of music would it fall under?
I think all of us come from different places. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm inspired by the grunge era,
Mm.
Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains. Rooster's he's got more of a country feel. He loves Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm.
Uh, and then Zach has an entirely different feel. Zach likes, what's that guy's name? Hmm, it's a rapper.
Definitely Gen Z generation, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I like rap too. I
Yeah.
guess I gravitate to like '90s hip hop. Like I was influenced by Tupac and Big L and Biggie Smalls and
Mm.
Gangstar,
Yeah.
Nas. I like all those kind of groups.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different. It's there was quite a generation gap between us. Um, and I think we were in different places in life. I'm kind of getting out of the drug scene, so uh, yeah, it's been interesting to navigate. Being being in a band with these younger guys, I felt kind of like a father figure in some sense, and I guess maybe I missed the mark in a lot of ways, but you know, I can't blame myself too much. I guess it's
Yeah.
not. They didn't ask me to help them or anything, so
Mm-hmm.
it was a cool project for a few young guys, and I think ultimately it was a healthy thing to do, a
Mm.
healthy way of getting our feelings out and
Mm.
uh, pushing for something,
Yeah.
being creative in a positive way rather than destructive, and maybe that's what music's about. I think I started playing music for the reason of just trying to deal with my feelings. I got a journal at the same time I got a guitar, just so I could start lining it out, like what I was actually going through, how I was feeling, what I felt about my feelings, what I felt about a scenario that would happen in a day or a conversation that I had that I hadn't still digested fully.
Mm.
So I know that's what it's about at this point, and now it's kind of become, for me at least, about a battle with addiction, issues that I have that I'm trying to work through still that just don't seem to be getting resolved. So, and that's not just drugs and alcohol, that's family, and that's, making it in the world, establishing a foundation for living, a family, all those things. So,
Mm.
it's kind of become, I don't want to say a battleground, but it's definitely the place where I've come to take it on, and I try not to look at it like a fight, but I guess it's hard not to. Um, but yeah, I guess rounding back, Angela's a little older than me. He was in band in school, and then it sounds like what happened, and I just met all these guys in the last year or two. Uh, but it sounds like what happened was he was in band in school and he had some talent, and ultimately he was playing football and raising his child, and probably trying to establish a career, things of that sort, and so he wasn't playing saxophone so much, and so it seems like this project's been a revitalization for all of us with each and every instrument that we're taking on. So I think he's a very, very talented guy, and not to mention how much work he puts in. He goes to a lot of open mics,
Yeah.
and gets a lot done, and jams with all kinds of people. He's in another band, so I would consider him the most talented and most proficient out of all of us.
Mm.
Yeah.
So for you, you started playing the drums, and then you picked up an acoustic guitar.
So I started with guitar.
No.
I was just kind of like singing and playing guitar in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember one time I was at this bar, I saw this band play, and they were really good. I was asking the guys like, how did you put that together, like you sing and you play, like that at the time was amazing to me. And I remember he told me, he was like, you know, I guess you just one day you just do it. Like he kind of had the same experience as me from the sound of it, where he wasn't quite there and he was just trying. And then one day it became a possibility, you know. And so I went through a lot of the same thing, and spent a lot of that time just like at parks, you know, just trying to be like in a space where I didn't feel like anybody could hear me, you know. That's actually kind of what this project has been about. You know, I've invited a lot of people over to the house that we were living at, and I would just kind of treat it like, you know, pick up an instrument. Like, it wasn't so much like this Sonic Ring project that we needed to get done. Like, of course there was that, and you know, I was dedicated and I was the one who was kind of pushing it. I often felt like I was trying to do too much in terms of taking the project seriously, but yeah, like I would invite just all kinds of people over and ask them to just like play an instrument, you know, because what I hate about like art and musicianship and just all these mediums where people feel like they have to be professionals from the very first like brushstroke, and I hate that. I've come to a different opinion, you know, where I think that if you just sit down on this drum set perhaps and you start making noise and you just hit that snare drum and you just hit the kick pedal, and it might not be, you know, immediately you're doing the 4/4 time beat with syncopation and you're getting your drum rolls, and like that's not expected, you know. Like what I've been trying to push people to do is, if you just make sound, you're already doing it. So like as soon as you touch a guitar and you play a note, just an open string or something, you're making noise. So you're doing it, you know. And this project has stood to help people be less discouraged about it, you know. Just be sloppy, do it, you know, pursue the act, pursue the art. And if you do that, then eventually you'll be great. And even if you're not, who cares? You don't have to be great at it. It's for your soul. It's to heal your soul.
Yeah, it's to process and basically express how you're feeling and being able to bring that to life in some way or form.
Yeah. And so I've always disliked that with art too. You know, people often say, you know, I'm not an artist, and they say that they don't have talent, and they think that stick figure drawings are not good enough, and so I've never appreciated that aspect of kind of everybody's personal doubt. You know, it's an attack on personal doubt.
Yeah.
I'm against that, you know. For my own self, because I struggle with it in my own ways, and then for other people even more so, because I don't know, I guess I care more about others than I do for myself, you know. I'm kind of self-destructive like that, something like that. But yeah, I guess I just want to encourage people to make music or to make art as a way of dealing with things, because at least in my experience growing up and just going through life, you know, I think people don't have outlets for things. I think people don't know where to find answers. I think there's expected outcomes for just about everything and everybody, you know, like being at a certain point in the rat race, like when you're 22 and you're just getting through college, or you didn't go to college, or, you know, maybe you didn't even finish high school, you know, and people want to be like married and starting a family and owning a home at something like 22, 25, 30, 31, you know. And it's like, if you don't have that, you know, you hear it a lot, it's not a race, and there is no specific place that you're supposed to be in it. But I think if you can just get really comfortable with yourself, then it's going to be fine. You know, you don't have to deal with all these expectations so deeply. So, you know, music and art is the number one way that I know of how to make that happen. So it's not necessarily that if you start making art, you're going to become famous or you're going to own a home. But the point is about being okay with yourself And so I guess if there's anything that I wanted to do this interview or this project for, it was probably to say something like that.
That's great. So I guess among the songs that you guys have worked on, for the song like Waves, can you tell us a little bit about like why that song, what it means to you, and why you decided to wanted to shoot a video for that?
Yeah, I think that turned into my favorite one. Out of all the songs that we recorded, there's quite a few that I didn't realize how good they were when I was making them, or I thought they were too simple, or maybe even the way that they originated felt like it was almost too easy. Waves is largely a 2-chord song, and what happened was, or why I chose to use that for the music video, is that I feel like it had the most depth. I think the other song that I maybe would have chose is Sick, and then we have a few that could be fast and fun, and I think maybe we could have chose those, but I liked Waves because of the beginning, the drowning noise in the beginning felt to me kind of like the mornings at the beach. I'm a surfer, and so not the greatest surfer. Another thing that I don't think you have to be great at to do.
Just something you just enjoy doing.
Another thing that feeds my soul anyway.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if you get up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and you make it out to the beach and you're the first person out there, I think it does have that feeling that those noises kind of reciprocate or represent, I suppose. And so when it occurred to me that we could go out to Westport and record this video, and I thought of those noises, I figured it was perfect for that kind of like open area, wasteland kind of feeling of nothingness. And then that chord that I never seem to hit live, it sounds beautiful. I think it's one of the nicest notes that I know of, and it's that first chord that comes out of the droning, and it's the kind of thing that I'm proud of myself for writing, because I didn't expect to have those kind of transitions just in my fingerings while playing guitar and the notes that I picked up. So to me it represents the most progress, even though it turns into a song that's just C and E minor, so it's 2 chords for the whole thing for the rest of the song. But yeah, it's just got the right feeling. I think it has a proper message. I think it brings a lot to the table as far as the emotional side of it. And then I also feel like it's something of a showcase. And it was really fun to make that music video with you, and to come through and get these other artistic ideas in a visual sense out. And we developed something that I overall am very pleased with, and ultimately kind of surprised about. So I think I think it was just the right one to choose, if anything.
Yeah, I felt like it came together really well.
Yeah.
And just even the initial ideas that you had on your sketchbook in terms of the themes and the characters, and how it could come together to be able to tell a story of just searching and wandering and trying to find a path and dealing with cycles of addiction and conflict. It's all there, and just even like that silver lining and hope is pretty much presented as the saxophone in terms of the sounds of showing hope and resilience. That's how I felt when I heard the saxophone part come in the song.
Yeah.
So
it's really understated how much effect he's been able to put into this band with that horn section, and with his talents and his ability. His ear is amazing. He's another person who shouldn't doubt themselves. He comes into almost every jam session and he says, I don't know, and he's like says he forgets what he played last time, and then he starts playing, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect every time. And so, you know, and if I guess, you know, if there's anybody that I wanted to inspire, I suppose it would have been these band members that I just so happened to come across.
Yeah.
You know, the artistic people that I found. And yeah, I wish Joe, the original drummer, was still involved in this project. But you know, it's different paths in life, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
It's just kind of part of it.
It's definitely different seasons too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, as far as things go, you know, they say everything happens for a reason. I suppose even a loss is, well, he's still alive, but even a loss is, you know, something that I think is just part of things. And you know, that's one of those reasons why we should cherish time that we spend with each other. And you know, that's another aspect of this project that I probably didn't do a great job of putting together, is that I want to do things like this so that we can save a moment, you know, on a hard drive or whatever, and just share our experiences with people, you know, because life is very short and you never know, you know, God forbid somebody dies, but life also just changed paths, and sometimes you're just lucky enough to meet somebody and gather what you can from them. And you know, I like to call it trading paint. You know, like if you're unlucky enough to hit your car on something or somebody else's, you know, you kind of get that scuff, and then it's there forever, unless you buff it out, I guess. But you know, I guess I prefer not to buff them out. Yeah, I like to cherish those moments, you know, those people.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about or highlight during our discussion for today?
I think I would just like to repeat that I think music is for everybody. And if you are a musician, I think you should be accepting and excited about other people's music. And I suppose it's hard to navigate when you want your own success. But the idea is community, I suppose. And there's people that get it. And I think if whoever's listening, or you know, whoever it may reach, I think you should gravitate to those people that you feel like do get it. And as they say, just keep going.
Yeah, just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you for taking some time out to share your thoughts and experiences. Yeah, just thanks for watching or listening for those who tuned in, and we'll just catch you at another time.
Thank you, Howie.
You're welcome.